Go ahead, and Alexa, if you want to go ahead and, oh, Barry from Australia. I knew it.
Oh my gosh, awesome. Welcome. As you guys are coming in, I have some quick announcements for you all. My name is Alexa, Operations Manager here at the BPM REIA office, stands for Broward, Palm Beach, Miami Real Estate Investors Association, your only local chapter here in South Florida. We have an incredible webinar today, Discover the Secrets of Mastering Relationships, Money, and Power with Marshall Silver, who is in the virtual building tonight, guys. So we have a webinar raffle today. Text the word membership to 954-800-6961 for a chance to win the raffle 1-year membership to BPM REIA. And I will throw that in the chat throughout the night for you guys, so you can't forget to opt in for that raffle. Take a picture really quick. Sorry, Nish.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, for one of you, we're actually paying you to show up. So you're welcome, just in case you're asking.
Awesome, guys. So check out the chat. I'll be throwing everything in there for you all. So upcoming events, everybody, please, I invite you to go to the website to register for all of our upcoming events. We do have a webinar tomorrow with REIAFAX. So go ahead and check out the website, upcoming events tab. It's in the chat for you all. I look forward to seeing you guys again, even on Saturday, for a half-day workshop with Sean McMurray on social media marketing. All right, so take a picture, check out the website, let us know what questions.
Yeah, and it's awesome because Sean obviously is also part of the same mastermind inner circle that our special guest has created. So we'll talk about that, as I said, a little bit later. Bradley Montoya is actually one of the most super cool guys I've met when I was out in California last month. When I talk about a champion, this guy's a ballroom dancer champion for 5+ years. He's a realtor, insurance guy, and just having lunch with him, I was like, whoa. So I said, you know what? Let's get him on board. Let's talk about his journey. Obviously, we have Jose Ramirez coming up with Advanced Tax Advisors. My favorite topic, taxes. Yeah, it's not my favorite topic, but cost segregation is pretty important to me, and how to be prepared and pay the least amount of taxes. And then we actually have Fred Hochstein, probate attorney, because you guys keep asking me all these questions about what about this, what about that. I can only talk to Fred so many times before I give you bad information. No, meaning Fred is the guy in our network that's been doing our probates, and he's been fantastic too. So
absolutely. And just a side note for this Saturday's workshop, it is going to be a meeting setting. Cameras will be on, microphones will be on. It'll be highly interactive 6-hour workshop. So very excited to see you guys there. Best way to keep up with our events, text the word BPM REIA to our event line. No spaces, leave those quotation marks out. You will get a text reminder of the event that we're having. It's super easy with the registration linked and everything. So go ahead and do that, and that is in the chat for you guys, or you can take a quick picture right now. And quick start boot camp. Next dates we have coming up, April 15th and 16th. So sorry, the poll says the old dates on there. So go ahead and answer the poll if you are interested in learning about our 2 full-day virtual live training, completely led by Anish. We're going to be touching wholesaling, rehabbing, flipping. We're getting into all these topics that you see on the screen. I'm going to link it in the chat for you guys, because you can go ahead and look deeper into the 4 incredible guest speakers that we have on this training. It is a money back guarantee. You have 2 full days to decide if this is the best boot camp of your life, which I think it is from all the feedback I've been getting, and I've sat in numerous boot camps and I learned something every single time. So member and non-member pricing down below. Go ahead and click that link in the chat to get all the information you need to decide if that boot camp is something that is going to bring you to the next level. We're super excited to see you at that next one, because it is awesome. And memberships, you all know the members get all the goodies. So they do get discounts to the boot camps. They get in free for our networking meetings. They get the entire discount package from the National REIA, including discounts to Home Depot, Office Depot Business, Rent Perfect, Avis Budget, Millennial Specialty Insurance, so many amazing vendors. So if you're interested in getting that membership, go ahead and click the link in the chat. They will take you right to where you can go ahead and purchase your individual membership for $295. And we're excited to see you all at the next in-person meeting. And your guests will get in for half off as well. So thank you guys so much for responding to that poll. I appreciate that. Mentoring and coaching at BPM RIA. We offer a truly one-on-one coaching and mentoring program. We do put up 100% of the money for our students' deals and split the profit 50-50. You're actually able to go book a discovery call with me right now on our website, so I can give you a complete breakdown of everything we include in the program, as well as pricing information. We do give our students absolutely everything they need to start doing deals as soon as they start our program. And we're really excited to help answer your questions. I'm more than happy to help with scheduling this 1 hour free consultation with a mentor so you can get all your questions answered. I went and put my email in the chat for you guys, as well as the link for the website. Thank you guys for responding to the poll. And this is my direct line down below. If I don't answer, just send me an email, because it's usually because I'm in a webinar or another phone call. So thank you guys so much. I always want to take a minute to thank everybody in our webinars. Thank Anish, thank the National RIA, all of our corporate members. We definitely appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate your participation tonight. Just a few housekeeping rules. Please go ahead and put your questions in the Q&A box down below in your Zoom menu. I will be throwing a ton of helpful links in the chat for you guys, but as many of you know, the chat is running pretty quick. So go ahead and get those questions in the Q&A box so we can address all of your questions. And we're just excited to have you guys tonight. I know Anish has words for you guys.
I am super pumped. You guys are saying, man, they're going through the announcements so quick. And the reason we're going through the announcements so quick is I love this guy. I literally went to see him for the first time speak in December. He's been around for so friggin' long, and I can't believe I waited this long to see him. You guys have been wondering, where in the heck has Anish been traveling? Guess what? I'm going to see Marshall. And I am super lucky that he had enough time to squeeze us in to speak to us virtually. And so before I even get started, I want this great video just to show you who Marshall Silver is. It's all yours, guys.
Oh, I don't think we're hearing volume. I would.
Author Marshall Silver has been appearing live on stage for over 45 years. The media calls him the world's leading expert in subconscious reprogramming and irresistible influence. His fans call him the greatest hypnotist of all time. From his humble beginnings as a poor farm boy growing up in a home with no running water, electricity, or phones, he has been a product of his products, transforming his life into that of the rich and famous. He's the most televised hypnotist in history, with multiple appearances on Howard Stern, Montel Williams, and many more. He's the only hypnotist to ever appear on Late Night with David Letterman a record 5 times, even bumping the top 10 list. Letterman said, for all your hypnotic needs, Marshall Silver is the man to see. On the Dr. Joey Brown Show, he cured 10 phobias in under an hour. He has created and stars in the world's largest hypnotic production show, Real Hypnosis, Really Funny, and has appeared on the main stage of Caesars, Planet Hollywood, Paris, the Palms, the Stratosphere Hotels in Las Vegas, and many more. His books are published by Simon & Schuster and have been published in multiple languages. His life-changing audio and video programs have changed millions of lives around the globe. His top-rated infomercial, Passion, Profit, and Power, did over $100 million in sales the very first year. As an educator, Marshall has shared the stage with Donald Trump, Susie Orman, Presidents Clinton, Ford, Bush. Zig Ziglar said that Marshall was one of the most dynamic speakers he had ever shared the stage with. His live events on becoming financially independent, creating passionate, lasting relationships, and changing your life have broken attendance records worldwide. In Taiwan, he simultaneously hypnotized over 5,000 people through an interpreter. He is the go-to authority on all things regarding hypnosis or persuasion and influence. His 3 babies, Sterling, Maximus, and Prosperity, were all born at home via hypnosis with no pain, no drugs, and no doctors. Prosperity's birth was live streamed with thousands of viewers watching. Whether he's flying around on private jets to change people's lives, or lounging at his 17,000 square foot home in Las Vegas, or his waterfront home in Southern California, Marshall Silver is an example of what he teaches. Now here he is, the millionaire maker himself, Marshall Silver.
Wow, how awesome is it to be here? I trust that you are having a fantastic night. Couple of bits of business before we jump into what I want to jump into. First and foremost, I want you to know, Anish Dave, thank you for having me here. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm wondering why my slides won't advance. Weird, at any rate. Secondly, Anish, when you did the intro, you were talking about the fact that we have folks from Kenya, we have folks from South America, Australia, California, and all sorts of foreign countries. And I want you to know that I'm in a foreign country. I'm in California right now. And we'll talk about what that means in a moment. Let me figure out the reason we're not allowed to advance. There we go. All good. And then secondly, I wanted to compliment Alexa on being marvelous, just being amazing. I'm excited to be with you tonight. For those of you that don't know me, the media calls me the Millionaire Maker. And I personally want to do whatever I need to do tonight to inspire you to choose me as your new Millionaire Maker. I want you to take as many notes as you can. We're going to be together about 60, maybe 70 minutes. I'm going to go through a lot of information very quickly. And the first thing I want you to take notes on is I want you in big, bold block letters across the top of a clean sheet of paper to write these words: take action now. Take action now, because tomorrow never comes. I have a big question for you. Who here on this webinar right now is older than you thought you would be at this point in your life? You know what I'm asking you? Who here believes, you can type it in the chat, that you believed you would have been in a different place financially, have more money in the bank, have more assets? Who here believes you might have been in a different place at this point in your life, in your relationships, in your well-being, in your emotional, mental, physical, and even spiritual power? I bet you believe that. Before we get started, I want to tell you a little more about me. The opening sizzle reel mentioned it a bit. The first home I lived in was a home with no running water. It had no electricity. It had no phone. Often we had little, sometimes no food. I have 10 siblings. My mother birthed 11 children. And for the most part, we didn't have a father around. There were 4 dads in the picture. For the most part, none of them were there just long enough to deliver babies. We were evicted from our home in Michigan with no running water. And we were living in a station wagon, all 10 of us. And the local community thought we were probably going to die in this cold Michigan winter. And they rehabbed a chicken coop. They found a chicken coop, wasn't being used. They rehabbed it. We went into it and we lived there for 4 years. Now, don't feel bad for me. The chicken coop was a step up from where we lived prior. It had running water. It had electricity. And, we lived there for about 4 years. Other than clucking, when I get happy, no adverse side effects. Don't cry for me, though, Argentina. Based upon what I'm about to teach you, my life is dramatically different. These days, my main residence, as mentioned in the sizzle reel, is in Las Vegas. We call it Prosperity Palace. Prosperity Palace is a 17,000 square foot home. Often when people walk into the foyer, they say, I think I may have stayed at this hotel before. Often I watch MTV Cribs and I feel really bad for those poor little rock stars and how they have to suffer. It gets hot in Las Vegas. It gets between 120 and 125 in the summertime. So when it gets hot in Las Vegas, you bet I skedaddle down to my beach house in a little town in North County, San Diego, called Carlsbad, right on the ocean. This is the view out my back window every single evening I'm at the beach house. So I want you to chat with me. I want you to interact with me in the chat. It's the only way that I can really know that you're paying attention. If you feel like you might be a little more motivated to do what you need to do if this was the view out your back window every single evening, say, oh yeah, in the chat. Let's go ahead and type it in. Oh yeah. I see you. Go ahead. Oh, by the way, I got cash to give away tonight, and I'm going to give cash away to the folks that are most responsive to anything that I ask. So I'm noticing you, Gloria. I'm noticing you, Jorge. I'm noticing you, Lourdes and Russell. I notice. Yeah, we love the sunsets. I also want you to know that in the course of life, it's interesting to me that people don't understand how powerful their life could be if they simply just change the programs of their brain. So one of the things that I did to help people change the programs of their brain is a few years ago, I wrote a movie, and the movie is called Tranced. And the movie is a movie that not only can you watch, but it also hypnotizes you while you are watching the movie to experience what the lead character on the screen is experiencing. So when she feels hot, you feel hot. When she feels cold, you cuddle up against your date. When she has an orgasm, you have an orgasm. We think people are going to come repeatedly. We think that initially people are afraid of hypnosis. They don't really know what it is. And so they're afraid to let themselves surrender to have their brain reprogrammed. I also know for a fact, though, that it's not hard to hypnotize people. It's very hard to bring people out of the trance they're already in. The trance that says, I can't make money, relationships are hard, my life isn't going to be easy, and I'm never going to get what I want. All those programs that simply aren't true. I want you to get as much as you can out of our time together. So I'm going to ask you to write a lot of notes. I will tell you that the more notes you take, the more you will reprogram your subconscious mind. The more you reprogram your subconscious mind, the smarter you will become. The smarter you become, the richer you will become. The richer you become, the better looking you will become. Trust me on this one. I want you to start off in your notes by taking this note, and it's a question. And the question is this: what is the highest and best use of my time? I'll repeat it. In fact, if you want me to repeat something, simply look at the screen and think the words, Marshall, please repeat that. I am telepathetic. I will repeat that. What is the highest and best use of your time? Abraham Lincoln said, if you have an hour to chop down a tree, spend 40 minutes sharpening that axe. Now, if you don't sharpen your axe, you can go stand up to a tree, you can start whacking away, and you'll make a little bit of progress. The challenge is it will take you an entire hour to chop down that tree. And by the time you're done chopping down that tree, your hands will be blistered and bloody. Whereas if you step back and sharpen the axe for 40 minutes and look at all the whackers getting ahead, they'll all be getting ahead. They will be. Except the thing is while they are getting ahead, your axe is getting sharper. On minute 41, excuse me, you step up to a tree and you give it a swing in one fell swoop, whoosh, that tree falls. The next tree, one fell swoosh, boom, down. Again and again and again. 20 minutes later, 20 trees down. Your hands, they're fine, not blistered at all. The first sounds like a job. The second sounds like an investor. What I want to teach you how to be better. Now, you and I both know there are probably millions of people worldwide who have said they wanted to be real estate investors. And only a small percentage of those people have actually succeeded. And the question is, what's the distinction between the millions that set out to be real estate investors and the ones like Anish and others that have become successful? What makes them different? I'm going to tell you what makes them different. They understand what is the highest and best use of their time. In the United States, there are approximately 500 commercial airports, 500 places that you can go to, and you can fly wherever you want to from those locations. At my home here in Carlsbad, where I am right now, in fact, you can see from the graffiti in the background, no, this isn't graffiti. This was very expensive art. I'm actually sitting in my home theater. It's 12 seats, beautiful screen in front of me. I am literally about 20 steps away from the ocean, right out my back door. The fact of the matter is that you, using the best use of your time, must realize that if you go to an airport whether it's in Carlsbad, and if I go to an airport in Carlsbad, it's 90 minutes either way. It's either 90 minutes down to the San Diego International Airport or 90 minutes up to John Wayne. Except if I drive 90 minutes and allow for traffic, I also have to allow for parking. If I park in public parking, got to park my car, jump on the shuttle, that's another 30 minutes. I'm up to 2 hours. If I get on the plane, I've got to go through TSA. I don't know about you. If you go through TSA, it's probably going to be about 90 minutes, probably going to be an extended amount of time. If you have a water bottle in your hand, they're probably going to take it away or tell you to drink it. It doesn't make any sense to me. If I drink this thing that might be a bomb and I ingest what might be a bomb, wouldn't that make me the bomb? Which my wife will tell you I already am. But if you don't drink it, they tell you to take this thing, this liquid bottle, and throw it in a bin with other bottles that are just like it, that might be bombs. Now, I'm not an expert on explosives, except I'm thinking to myself, if all those things might be bombs, you don't want to store them all together. That might be very, very dangerous. So at any rate, I get on the plane and it's miserable. I don't even care if you're in first class, it's miserable. You're sitting in dirty seats, you're cramped in beside other people. They're trying to sell you peanuts for $10. If you want a cocktail, it's another $12. It's ridiculous. You get off the plane, you go to baggage carousel. They don't put a single bag on that baggage carousel until 100% of the bags are offloaded from the plane, which means you got to wait with everybody else. Even if you're in first class, doesn't matter. You got to wait another 30 minutes. You got 4 hours of extra time one way, 8 hours round trip. Stay with me. There's a point in all my madness. 8 hours of extra time besides the time it took you to fly. It's enough to make a man want to shave his head. I bet some of you still fly commercially. And if you fly commercially before you shave your head, let me save you. In the United States, there are 5,000 private airports, 5,000 places, 10 times the amount of airports that are not private, 10 times the amount of places you can fly in and out of on a private jet. My home in Carlsbad is exactly 11 minutes from a nearby private airport. When I go to the private airport, I get in the car and I drive to the airport. I don't park my car. I pull it right up to the jet. The grounds crew parks my car. I don't touch my bags. The pilots put my bags on the plane. When I get off the plane, there is a car waiting for me. I get right on that car that was right beside the plane. They put all my bags right in the car. I waste no additional time. This is the look of a man. Oh, there's, by the way, the Rolls Royce. I jumped ahead of myself. This is the look of a man who has only flown commercially about 12 times over the course of the last, 18 years. This is the look of a man whose tray table was down on takeoff and freaking landing. So I ask you this: Rolls Royces, private jets, beach houses, palaces in your choice of location. If you're interested in that, you need to stay on this webinar. I don't tell you about my life to impress you with me. I mean, look at the picture. I'm clearly very impressed with myself. I tell you about my lifestyle because I am an ordinary man. I am not special. I mean, I was in special classes as a kid. They thought I was slow. They thought I was educationally compromised, except I'm not better looking. I'm not smarter. I'm not harder working. I'm definitely not more humble. And the reason I tell you I'm not more humble is I want you to write this down. Take note. It was a glorious day for fools when modesty became a virtue. It was a glorious day for fools when modesty became a virtue. Stop pretending you're not as good as everybody else or less than everybody else. Because the challenge is, when you were growing up, you had bad programming. Some of the programming was your parents saying, don't show off in front of the other children. Don't try to pretend you're better than they are. What if you are? What if you being natural isn't showing off? It's just you being natural. Stop hiding your light under a bushel. Stop pretending you're less to make them feel better. It's not your place to help them feel better because they have bad programming and it's damaging to you. So stop it. What I want you to know is that I'm not smarter. I am not harder working. I don't work hard. In fact, I don't do anything I don't want to do, including this webinar. I only do what I love doing. The challenge, though, is I want you to understand one simple thing, and that is there's a way for you to win that is different than how you've been doing it, and it works. I'll say it again. There's a way for you to win that's different than how you're doing it, and it works. There's three things you need to get anything you want in your life. The first is self-mastery. What is self-mastery? Self-mastery is total control of your thoughts and emotions. It's understanding that in your life, nothing has any power except the power that you give to it. What you believe to be true is true for you. And what you focus on expands. If you spend the majority of your day focusing on things going wrong, looking for things to throw a wrench in your gear, that's what you're going to find. If what you believe to be true is true for you, and you recognize that you are a people and a money magnet, then you expect money and opportunity and good fortune to come your way. And you stop believing that there is a world against you. I understand life. My beautiful bride, Erica, we've been together 16 years. We just celebrated our 16th anniversary last Friday. I was married twice before my one true wife. And I'm glad that I was. Because I was married twice before I met my one true wife, one of the things that I know is how good she is, how perfect she is in my life. I also know that one of the biggest challenges, and I'm going to escape this because my computer screen's giving me a little bit of grief. There we go. One of the biggest challenges for people is they've been beat up. They've had a hard life. They've had circumstances that they say, God, why did this happen? I want you to write this down. Everything happens for a reason, and it serves me. When you come from that place, when you come from a place of understanding that God doesn't make mistakes, your universe doesn't make mistakes, what happens is everything gets easy. I've got an event that I'm going to invite you to. It's called Turning Point, and I've been doing it almost 40 years. And Turning Point helps you get so clear on what goes on in your life. And I want you to write this down. Finding my life less than perfect is a waste of my time. It is what it is. I have a lot of business endeavors. And if you have a lot of business endeavors, stuff gets thrown at you. And when stuff gets thrown at you, you begin to realize that that's life. That's not unusual. That's not you are getting more grief than other people. Everybody gets grief. And when you start to accept that everybody gets grief and you start thinking that you shouldn't get any, then you just start saying, no, that's life. Married twice before my one true wife, had no children, thank you, God, before those, the three kids that I have. And now I have three most amazing children, Sterling, Maximus, and Prosperity. I ask you a question. Do you believe that you might have programs in your head that don't serve you? You might have programs that were placed there by authority figures that have damaged you and caused you to view the world in a very bad way, in a way that doesn't allow you to experience your life the way you're supposed to. Let me ask you a question. What if you took a child from the day it was born until it was 7 years old, and you said to that child, you dirty, rotten, good for nothing. You will never amount to anything. You were a mistake. We wish you never had you. You're going to be a criminal. You're going to be a drug addict. You're going to be dead or in prison. Nobody's life is better because you're here. We wish you had never been born. If you took a kid from the time it was born until it was 7 years old, and you spoke to that child that way every single day, that child's going to be broken. That child's going to be damaged goods. I'm not sure how many people are on right now. I do know, regardless whether there's 1 or 1,000, there's someone on this webinar right now that had that experience growing up. In fact, I know there's someone on this webinar that had worse than that growing up. And the reason I know is I'm him. My father, for whatever reason, was a very angry man. I'd call him on the phone and I'd say, hey, Dad, I love you. And he'd say, you little SOB, why are you calling me? I'd say, Dad, I just want to connect. I don't know why you hate me. He'd say, listen, you little MFer, don't ever call me again. And he didn't use acronyms my whole life. It took me this work. It took me subconscious reprogramming to get over the damage that he did. And it took me a phrase. And if you got damage or you know people that you love, they're kind of damaged, then I want you to write down this phrase. Hurt people, hurt people. In fact, type it in the chat. Hurt people, hurt people. My dad saying all that stuff had nothing to do with me. That was all on him. That was all his stuff. Except the little boy that heard that every day didn't understand that. No. Rajalia, Patrice, thank you. Esther, Ed, good job. I admit it. It messed me up for a long time. It made me a drug addict. It made me suicidal. I just couldn't understand why the one person that I wanted acceptance from more than anybody else would call me such horrible things. Jasmine, Jaron, Gloria. Whew. Question though, what if you took the same little boy from the time he was born until he was 7 years old, and you said to that child, you're a gift from God. Oh my goodness. You are amazing. You are special. You are love personified. Everything you touch will turn to silver. You are amazing. You'll help people get everything you want. You'll help people have love and connection and healing. And Sterling Marshall Silver, of all the things I've done in my life, one of the two things I'm most proud of is you and your brother Maximus and your sister Prosperity. So I have a question for you. Do those babies grow up differently? If they are, say, oh yeah, in the chat. Do they grow up differently? They do. Yeah, I could cry right now. I have the most perfect children. I have the most perfect wife. And I'm sorry if I sound sappy. My wife, Erica, is the best decision I ever made in my whole life. Seriously, a life of really bad decisions. That one girl, that one person is the best decision I ever made. And together we have been able to create 3 amazing babies. Now, all 3 of our babies were born at home in the bathtub via hypnosis. No pain, no drugs, no doctor. A lot of people would say that they were conceived via hypnosis. And if you saw how beautiful my wife is, you would believe that too. You'd realize I'm a really good hypnotist. Except the thing is that we're all just blank slates. We're all just wanting to be impressioned properly. I've got a 2.5-day event I've been doing for 40 years. I do it about once a month. It's called Turning Point. And it helps you identify that kind of BS, that kind of stuff, that kind of baggage, and get rid of it forever, number one. The second thing it does is once you get rid of it, you can't just get rid of it, because if you get rid of it and don't replace it with something better, nature abhors a vacuum, which means if you just get rid of the bad stuff and you don't replace it with the proper stuff, guess what? A bigger package comes in and you're stuck with something worse. So you got to have a better package to replace the bad stuff going out. That's what Turning Point does. Self-mastery is understanding what you believe to be true is true for you. What you focus on expands. And finally, reality is created by validation. Write it down. Type it in the chat. Because that is essential for you to understand. Reality is created by validation. I've been doing what I do for about 40 years. I've been on stage for 53 years. I've been on stage since I was 7 years old. And understanding that reality is created by validation, what that means is if you look at people that you could identify with, people with your level of education. I'm a high school dropout. I dropped out of high school because my mother was killing herself to take care of her family. So I'm not smarter than you. I am not a hard worker. I'm admittedly lazy. Because I figured out my life, I don't do anything I don't want to do, including this webinar. I'm here because I want to be. There aren't enough people on this webinar. There could be 10,000 people on this webinar. There aren't enough people on this webinar that could potentially change my life financially in any significant way, because I already have everything I want. And when you have everything you want, guess what? You have to have other motivation. There is a place, though, where your brain says other people with less smarts, less willingness to work hard, less motivation, less creativity, they're all making boatloads of money. They're all living a better life than me. What's the reason? The reason is self-mastery. Guaranteed. Every time, without exception. Self-mastery. They are wired better than you. This is not a contest. This is not an ego battle. This is not something you got to even fight. Don't fight it. Accept it. You have what you have because of who you are. So write this down and type it in the chat so I know that you're doing it. In order for things to change, I must change. In order for me to get something different, I have to be different. I got to be a different person. Sergi, Virgelia, all of you, God bless you. God bless you. You know, I'm doing this for selfish reasons. I love my children. I don't know about you, and I lose friends and even sales when I say this. The world is screwed up right now. It went off the axis so far, I could have never imagined this in my lifetime. We are so far out of sorts that it's insane. Here's the good news. 95% of the population is insane. Me? My prayer is you? We are not. We see things as they are. We don't pretend. We don't get upset. We don't invent things just to make our reality work. We say, no, this is how it's played. Number one, the world isn't fair. It's not fair. I tell my kids all the time, the world isn't fair. So that's not fair. She got this and I didn't. It's not fair. So get over it already. That's life. Sometimes life deals really bad people really good cards. Sometimes life deals really good people really bad cards. Here's the thing. I live in Las Vegas. I know this to be true. Doesn't matter what cards you get. You're required to play them best you can. I could take any one of you on this webinar right now, you, and within 1 year, as long as you'll be, write it down, moldable talent. In fact, write it in the chat, moldable talent. As long as you'll be moldable talent, as long as you'll do what I tell you to do, within 1 year, I could make you a millionaire. You got to do what I tell you to do, though. Not enough to say, oh, yeah, I'll do it. No, you got to do it. See, that's what's weird to me. I have 10 siblings. If you had a brother that lived in a palace in Las Vegas, had a home right on the ocean. I mean, I have a private beach, and then there's a step down to the Pacific Beach, which I also consider my private beach. I have a home on the ocean in Southern California. I fly around in private jets. I drive a Rolls Royce in Las Vegas. I drive a Mercedes-Benz Maybach at the beach. I have the most perfect wife, the most perfect kids. I go wherever I want to go, whenever I want to go. I buy whatever I want to buy, whenever I want to buy it. If you had a brother that lived that life and he invited you to his seminar, 2.5 days called Turning Point, he teaches it 10 times a year, 40 years. In 40 years, would you clear your calendar and be there, especially if he offered it to you for free? If I offered you Turning Point, 2.5 days, I teach it 10 times a year in Las Vegas. If I offered it to you for free, would you be there? Say, oh yeah. Just say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Jasmine, Sandra, Martha, good for you. Rob, Ed, Michael, Charmaine, Esther, good. Because that is the most precious asset you have, is your time. And so if I could not get you to understand spending time with me 2.5 days was valuable to you, then I've not done my job. You shouldn't. If I haven't convinced you already you need this badly, then regardless of the investment, you shouldn't be with me. So William, Nicole, Jorge, God bless you. I want you to be there. Next one coming up is at Suncoast, by the way, beginning of March. Then we're at the Alexis Park in April. Here's the thing, though, and I know you know this, not a chance in hell it's going to be free. And I'll tell you the reason. It's not for me. I have enough. I do. It's not for me. Anish had probably 4 times the number of people registered for this webinar and didn't show up. And it's always the case. If you had paid $1 million for this webinar, I know 2 things. Number 1, you would have shown up. Number 2, you would be taking better notes. And so the reason it's not going to be free, and I'm going to make it extremely valuable. The retail investment is $3,000. I'm going to give you, it's going to be way less than $3,000. Plus, I'm going to give you a better than money back guarantee. Plus, I'm going to give you some additional bonuses, including I'm going to pay for your hotel room in Las Vegas, all of the above, plus so much more. The fact of the matter is, though, unless you're at stake, you won't get enough out of it. And I want you to get as much as you can. I want this webinar, your time with me in Las Vegas, to be a time that you look back on in your life and you say, woo-wah, woo-wah. Everything changed. Everything got better for me from that point forward. Everything shifted. I want to protect the investment you've already made, and I know you have, in so many other training programs, so many other books and tapes and webinars and videos and stuff. I want to protect the investment you've made in so many programs. I love you, Mario. I love you, Gloria. Woo-ha! Yeah, I was thinking of Scent of a Woman. That's what I was thinking. At any rate, I want to protect the investment you've made in so many other programs that you haven't used, and you know it. You haven't followed through. You haven't finished what you started. And the reason you haven't is the person you've been couldn't. And in order for things to change, you must change. It's not enough to learn. You must become someone new. And when you grasp that, I remember I was married, like I said, twice before my one true wife. And I'm rich. I've made $600 million. I have a palace. I have a house on the beach. I fly in private jets. I'm funny. I'm sexy. I'm good looking. I'm modest. I mean, look at me. So I always had an easy time with women, except the thing about it was I wasn't happy. I mean, I was being a playboy after my second divorce, and I wasn't happy. And God put it on my heart. He said, no, this isn't you. And so I prayed to God one day. I said, God, I'm missing something here. I clearly don't understand what relationships are supposed to be. And so I said, God, give me someone kind. That's the only criteria. Give me someone kind. And I said, doesn't matter what age, old or younger, I don't care. Doesn't matter what body shape, fat, skinny, tall, short, wide, unwide. Doesn't matter what ethnicity, I don't care. God, please, I just want kindness. I don't want any drama anymore. And it was like the dam broke, the whole vault opened up. Because the moment I asked for the right thing, the moment I said, look, it's not the outside world, it's me. My bride showed up. My beautiful, amazing, perfect wife showed up. And like I said, past Friday, we celebrated 16 years. If someone had told me this is what love can be, I'd have said, you're high on crack. You're insane. That's not possible. We don't fight. Do we disagree? Rarely. And when we do, we are calm about it. We talk about it and we agree to disagree. We just say, okay, we don't agree on this thing. Our children are calm. We go out in public and my kids watch other kids misbehaving and they'll say, Daddy, what's wrong with that child? And all I can say is they have really bad parents. That's all I can say because that's it. We're a product of the programming that we've received. And the first authority figures that we encountered were our parents usually, or the people that oversaw our lives. I could take anybody on this webinar right now and I want to. And within 1 year, make you a millionaire, even multimillionaire. The challenge is you got to be moldable talent. So my question is, are you moldable talent? Should I give you an incredible opportunity to train with me, not just for 2.5 days, to have this be the beginning of a lifetime relationship? Will you do what I tell you to do? Will you follow through? If you would do what I tell you to do, write it in the chat. I'll do what you coach me to do. I'll do what you coach me to do. Because otherwise, there's no point. I mean, you should probably just get off this webinar right now, unless you'll accept it's you. It's not some new book, not some new seminar, not new tape. It's you. You got to change. You've got to do something different. It's not the government. The government's always going to be screwed up. The government's always going to be stealing from the people that are actually working their butts off and giving to the lazy. That's what the government does. That's the only way the government can exist, because if it rewarded people that actually worked hard and didn't reward people that were lazy, guess what? There'd be no reason for them to exist. So the question I have for you is, are you moldable talent? Will you do what I coach you to do? Put it in the chat. I want to see it. Ro, good job. Gloria, Sandra, Vina, you're loved. Michael Jordan, God bless you. I love the way you play basketball, by the way. Jenny, Anthony, good stuff. Good stuff. I have made countless millionaires, and I could line them up on this webinar right now. And sooner or later, you would see somebody that you identified with, and you go, heck, if Marshall made them a millionaire, he could make me a millionaire too. To give you an idea of some of the real estate investors that I've made multimillionaires, take a look at this video.
Hey everyone, Mark Risco here, and I want to take a minute to tell you about one of my mentors named Marshall Silver. I met Marshall Silver a little over 13 years ago at an event he put on called The Turning Point. Oh my goodness, did Marshall and The Turning Point change my life forever. You see, at the time, I was a firefighter and a medic, and I was looking at just getting into real estate investing to supplement my income, to maybe supplement my retirement. I knew the ins and outs at the time of a beginning real estate investor, but what I did not know is how to have the mindset of a multi-millionaire. And what The Turning Point was able to do for me, and what Marshall was able to do with me, is to be able to give me that mindset to make multi-millionaire decisions, to give me the courage to understand about business, about real estate investing, to understand how I need to change the way I think to truly be a multimillionaire, to think like a multimillionaire, to actually do actions that a multimillionaire would do. If it wasn't for The Turning Point, if it wasn't for Marshall, I wouldn't be where I'm at today 13 years later. I cannot say enough great things about Marshall and about The Turning Point and what he was able to do for me and my mindset to leave that multi-millionaire lifestyle that I live today, to be able to have made the tens of millions of dollars that I've been able to make in the last 13 years, not only in real estate, but also in public speaking and training others how to live a life of freedom. So I can't thank you enough, Marshall. I can't thank The Turning Point enough. I can't recommend The Turning Point enough. It will be truly life-changing. So get to The Turning Point soon to go ahead and have your life changed forever.
Hi, Marshall.
Hey, Marshall.
You know, when I was a kid, I was a piece of crap. That's how I was subconsciously programmed. And anything and everything I've done, that programming never went away. Turning Point made that go away and created the possibility for everything else that's in my life today. That's the biggest and the most important thing the Turning Point did for me.
In The Turning Point, we did a 5-year vision. And one of the things I always wanted to do as a child was go to Taekwondo. My mom couldn't afford it. So in my vision, I saw my black belt. And I also saw a book that I had written. And I think the most important thing and the most value I got out of The Turning Point is all the things that I saw came true, and it was effortless.
As a result of The Turning Point, we made $1 million. You got to see this, guys. That is a check for not $1,010,000, not $980,000. It's a check for $1 million exactly written to our company, Superior Renovated Homes. So, you know, obviously we're supposed to do it, right? Well, we're currently sitting in my home. This is a home sitting on the side of the Rocky Mountains overlooking the majestic city of Colorado Springs. I bought this for cash. And I'm not really here often. In the last 6 months, I have traveled to, let's do this, so 6, not 5, 6 countries, all for pleasure. So about half the time in the last 6 months, I've been gone. You know, we moved here to Colorado in 2014. Amy and I wanted to start a business. It was kind of a dream of ours to create a family business from nothing, and that's what we did. Amy's got the P&Ls here for 2015 and 2016. Show them briefly. These are real P&Ls. So what did we do in 2015, Amy? What's our gross?
2015, we did $2,240,100.52.
Not bad.
And in 2016, we did $6,091,500. $40.89.
So those are some materialistic results of going to the Turning Point. Of course, Marshall, we recommend you to everyone, you know that. Anytime you come to Colorado, we're bringing groups of people, usually to Denver, to see you. And we recommend you all over the country for all our friends, of course, including all the people maybe you're currently with or anybody ever sees this video. We love and admire you, and we appreciate you as our mentor. And thank you for helping us create our lives as amazing.
Thank you, Marshall.
Well, how awesome is that? You know, one of the things that I love so much about my life is that based upon everything I'm teaching you, I get to live this life. So, you know, I'm a product of the product. It's not like, what I love about Anish is that he is also a product of the product. He does what he says he does. He doesn't just teach it. There's real estate teachers that just teach real estate investing. They don't really invest. Maybe they had one deal or two deals. He's active. He's in the trenches. And if you saw in the chat, he just said after attending Turning Point, he's had the best couple of months he's ever had. And I haven't even gotten him to the inner circle yet. When he gets to the inner circle, boy, he's going to be boggled. He's going to be blown away at the results that he gets. So Sherry, Gloria, Jenny, yeah, awesome. If those folks were here in person, Mark Risco and Jeff and Amy, if they were here in person, I would be applauding them. And I would be applauding them not for me, not for my sake, for the fact that they were smart enough to actually apply what I was teaching them. I want you to write down a word. This is powerful. The word is velocity. Velocity. In fact, somebody, there you go, Gloria just typed it in, velocity. Velocity as it pertains to your life is the speed and frequency in which your money changes hands. People ask me, what are the elements to making money? The first, the self-mastery portion, is velocity. If all Turning Point did was make your confidence level multiply by 10 times, who here believes it would easily be worth the retail investment of $3,000? If you believe that, say, oh yeah, in the chat. If you think that if all it did was made you 10 times more confident, it would be easily worth $3,000, type in, oh yeah. Because part of the reason you're not doing more deals is you're not more confident. You're not more certain. Certainty is the absence of doubt. So imagine I'm in Las Vegas. It's a Sunday night. My family's at the beach house. And I'm supposed to jump on the private jet Monday morning, fly to Carlsbad, be with my wife and my kids, except I finished my work early on Sunday night. I want to go back to be with my family, except I know it's my pilot's kid's birthday. And so I don't want to disturb him. I want him to enjoy his family. There's nothing more important than family. In fact, that's the reason we do everything, is so we have more time with our family. So I'm not going to steal his time with his family just because I got my work done. So I think, you know what, rather than jump on the jet, I'm just going to drive to San Diego. I'm not really fond of that long drive. Every once in a while, I just consider it a meditation. So I'm going to drive to San Diego. I get in the Rolls Royce and I start to drive to San Diego. Unfortunately, I don't realize it's Electric Daisy Carnival, EDC weekend. And for those of you that don't know what EDC is a rave. It's 150,000 people that descend upon Las Vegas. And for about 5 days, yes, Jenny knows, for about 5 days, it's nuts. Everybody has furry boots and hats and day glow collars and a whole lot of this going on. It's crazy. They charge a room that would charge $150 in Vegas. They charge $1,500 that weekend. And the kids sleep 30 people into the room. When it's over, everybody leaves Vegas, gets in their car and drives back to Southern California, because that's where all the crazy people live. And going back to Southern California, their windows, if their windows are up, you can't see them in the car because it's just smoke. If their windows are down, you're going to get buzzed whether you were smoking or not, guaranteed. At any rate, I'm bumper to bumper traffic, and it's crazy. A trip that would normally take me the way I drive about 3.5, maybe 4 hours, I'm 6 hours into the drive, and I am still an hour and a half out from San Diego. It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm beat. And so I go to this little flea bite town in the middle of nowhere, and there's not much there. There's a motel. And there's not really, it's not even a motel because the letter M is burned out on the sign. So it's an hotel. There's an hotel there. And there's a bar and restaurant There's a gas station automotive repair shop. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing else there. The people that run those places, that's all. There's nothing else there. So I pull into the hotel. And as I pull into the hotel, I go into the front and I look in the parking lot. There's nobody there. There's not a car in the parking lot. Sign says vacancy. And I'm thinking, yeah. I go inside. There's a man standing behind the counter in the lobby. And he says, welcome. And I said, how much to stay at your motel? And he says, it's $100. And he smiles a weird little smile at me. And I look around and say, $100? You got to be kidding me. He says, we're the only game in town. And he starts to look like Jack Nicholson from The Shining, which has me a little bit worried. And so I said, okay. I said, all right, tell you what, I pull out $100. See it right there. And I put the $100 on the counter. And I said, let me check out the room. If I like the room, I'll stay here. If I don't like the room, I'll come back, get my $100, and I'll go get a cup of coffee, be on my way. I no sooner get out of iShop. This guy grabs my $100, races to the bar across the street, sets it down on the bar, says to the bartender, hey, bud, this should take care of my bar tab. The bartender says to the guy across the bar who's drinking there, he says, hey, Adam, this should pay for the groceries that I bought at your grocery store. Adam grabs the money, gives it to his drinking friend, Rusty. He says, hey, Rusty, this should cover the repairs you made on my automobile. Rusty takes $100, winks at the girl at the end of the bar, and says, you know what this is for. She takes the money, runs across the street, plunks it back down on the counter in the hotel, and says, honey, wanted to pay you back the money I borrowed from you. I decide I'm not going to stay. I come out of the room, I grab my $100, I buy a cup of coffee, I get in my car, I'm on my way. Here's my question to you. Were those debts paid in full? Type it in the chat, yes or no. Were those debts paid in full? Will I sip my mint tea? All of you are investors, you're smart. Yep, everyone got paid. Yep, that's true. That's velocity. That's velocity. If you don't have enough money, you're not spending enough money. In this webinar, I'm going to take somebody, one of you, and I'm going to split the screen with you. I'm going to chat with you. And I'm going to sell you something you didn't even know you wanted. I'm going to use full awareness hypnosis. Tell you up front, I'm not being covert. I'm a hypnotist. I can sell anyone, anything at any time. I'm going to sell you something you didn't even know you wanted. And when I'm done, you're going to say thank you. And you're going to mean it today, next week, next month. You're going to mean it. If you want to be that person, type in the chat, pick me. Lourdes says, I'm a tough sale. Except Lourdes also put her hand up. I like you. Pick me, Sherry, Jelia, Tenny. Good. You know what, Anish, you have an exceptional crowd. Pick me, tough sell. All right, Michael Jordan. Don't challenge me, dude. I promise you. I can sell anyone anything at any time. If you didn't type pick me into the chat, I want to tell you the reason. Sergey says, I'm an easy sell, but I return a lot. At least you're honest. I love it. If you didn't type pick me into the chat, good job, Nicole. Good job, Mario. Here's the reason. It's a mind trigger. This may be the most important thing you hear on this webinar as it pertains to you as an investor. Don't pick me. I'm already in. I love you too, Alexa. I said I was going to sell somebody something. There are mind triggers. There are subconscious programs that fire off, whether you want them to or not. They're just your nature. They're your programs. They are your personality. The moment I said I was going to sell somebody something they didn't even know they wanted, and they were going to thank me later, many of you shut down. Whoa, don't sell me. No, back Satan, back. I get it. I understand. Part of the challenge for people is understanding this simple truth. And I want you to write this down. Like I said, if there's nothing else you learn, this may be a massive turning point for you. Since every thought has a physical response in the body, you telegraph those thoughts the moment you think them. Those that are afraid to buy, telegraph that fear when selling. If you are afraid to buy, if you put up resistance anytime something is put up for sale, anytime somebody moves to influence you, persuade you, sell you, guess what? You subconsciously put that signal up every time you go to sell. You got to stop it. It's what's getting in the way. I buy things. I buy $120,000 watches, and this is 20 years ago. This would be a $400,000 watch now. I fly on $50 million jets. I live in $10 million beach houses and palaces in Las Vegas. I buy things. It's good for me. It's good for you. It's good for the entire economy. Through velocity, everybody wins. All righty. I am excited. Sabrina says, I'll tell you right now, I do not participate in hypnosis. I'm not afraid to buy. I just don't do hypnosis. And I know, Sabrina, you won't like to hear this. That's hypnosis. I don't do hypnosis. That's hypnosis. That's like me saying I don't do God. You don't have to do God for God to exist. There's no downside in believing in God, though. There's none. There's no downside in believing your brain is already hypnotized. It's already programmed. And you don't have to participate in, so you don't have to believe in a Mack truck for it to mow you down on the freeway. It's going to mow you down. I don't know what anybody else calls hypnosis. Here's my definition, and I pray this will help you. And I'm not entering into a discussion or debate, not at all. In fact, just the opposite. I want to serve you, I want to help you. Hypnosis is the non-critical acceptance of ideas or concepts on a subconscious level. Let me say it in layman's terms. One person says something, another person believes it to be true, and more importantly, acts upon it as if it's true. That's hypnosis. Sabrina, you don't participate in hypnosis. That's a belief. You act upon it as if it's true. I don't act upon it. I don't participate in hypnosis. What if hypnosis was telling you, a program in your brain, in your subconscious, was telling you money's hard, was telling you, and I don't know this is you, I'm not suggesting it is, you don't deserve wealth, you don't deserve love, you don't deserve a great partner. If you buy into that hypnosis on any level, then your life is limited, and that's hypnosis. If you do understand, ultimately, everything is what we believe it to be, then ultimately you win. I don't know who D is. D says, adopt me. I would love, I'll be your daddy. I'll be your daddy. So here's a quick test, pop quiz, actually. I want you to type into the be my daddy too. Thanks, Gloria. I want you to type into the chat. If you're learning, if you're glad you're here right now, whether you buy into hypnosis or participate, doesn't matter. Whether if you love what I'm teaching you, please type it into the chat. I love this. Just type it. I love this. I'm glad to be here. Anything, let me know. I'm glad. Nicole, Jenny, Lourdes, Raphael, Alexa, Ro, Isabel, Sabrina. I love you too. Michelle, Patrick, William, Kevin. Good, guys. I'm glad. Again, at the end of the day, when this webinar is over, I'm going to head out to the beach. I'm going to hang out there for probably 10 minutes. And then I'm going to come upstairs from my private beach, and I'm going to sit in my spa, which I can see my private beach and the Pacific Ocean from. And I'm going to soak for probably half an hour. I'm going to have a nice bottle of wine, and I'm going to go upstairs. My wife will have prepared a phenomenal dinner for me. I'm not telling you all this to impress you with me. Again, I'm already really impressed with me. I just wish everybody could have the life they want in every moment. I wish everybody could have like this remarkable thing, because I had no idea it could be this good. I didn't know, struggling the way that I struggled. I was just happy to pay my bills. I was just happy to be happy. I didn't realize there's a whole nother level of happiness. So here's the question. Here's the pop quiz. Yes, it is my reality. Here's the pop quiz. If you've seen me lecture before, don't answer. That's not fair. You know what I'm about to ask. So if you have seen me lecture, don't answer this in the chat. I want you to answer in the chat. Who here believes people just walk up to you and give you money for no reason whatsoever. If you do believe that, type in the chat, I do. First I do. Oh man, I didn't see who the first I do was. Let me see if I can get over there. I don't want to advance the slide because that's what it does. I don't know who the first I do there. I think there. Yes. I do. Michael Jordan, I think, is the first I do. What time is dinner, Dad? Love you too. I think Michael Jordan was the first I do. And that's what I told you to say is I do. If in fact you are the first I do, Michael, and I think you are, guess what? I got $100 for you. $100. If you believe people just walk up to you and give you money for no reason whatsoever, I've said it multiple times. What you believe to be true is true for you. I've said it multiple times. Velocity is the speed and frequency in which your money changes hands. I've said I'm selfish. I selfishly want to be the guy that gives you everything you want. And if you believe people walk up to you and give you money for no reason whatsoever, Michael Jordan, although you don't need it because you're worth probably $1 billion, I got another $100 for you. So I have a question. Let's get current. Let me see if I can scroll through, get current. Who else here believes that people just walk up to you and give you money for no reason whatsoever? Some of you are going, no, you gave your money to Michael Jordan, all right. I see it. Oh, I don't know which one it was. Let me see. Who said it? Jenny Garcia. You said you do too before everybody else. So you get $100 too. You do. Who else believes people just give you money for no reason whatsoever? Say I do. Oh yeah, look at it. He's racking up the chat now. Yeah, finally you guys are waking up. Oh yeah, I do. Okay. I'm not giving $100 to everybody else. Jenny and Michael, I got $100 for you. I'd like to give it to you in person, actually. I'd like to hand it to you in person at Turning Point. If you're not able to make it to Turning Point, I'll mail it to you. I don't care. If you come to Turning Point, though, I'll hand you the $100 bill and I'll autograph it, which makes it worth substantially more. At any rate, what's the next thing you need to get everything you want in your life? Self-mastery isn't enough. There's one more thing you need. You need the tools for the task at hand. What are the tools for the task at hand? It depends. It's different. The tools for relationship are different than the tools for making money. The tools for relationship, number one tool is agreements. Relationships are built on agreements. The strength of your relationship is built on the strength of your agreement. When you make an agreement with somebody, you got to keep it. You got to follow through. You got to say, yeah, this is our agreement. This is what we have said we would trade each other for our interactions. You know, sometimes people don't like the idea that relationships are a negotiation, yet they are. That's all they are. I negotiate with my kids. I negotiate with my wife. I'm negotiating with you. I'm going to offer you up Turning Point. As you know, retail value $3,000. I've already told you I'm going to give you a boatload of bonuses. I've already told you that for the first people that register, I'm also going to pay for your hotel room to come be with me in Vegas. I'm going to give you a better than money back guarantee. All the above. I'm negotiating with you. Relationships are a negotiation. Making money, though, is different. Making money is different. What's the tool for making money? You got to learn how to sell. You got to learn how to persuade. I mean, make no bones about it. I'm doing everything I can to sell you on investing at least $1,000 with me to change your life, to put you at stake, to make you take notes, to make you take action. Without a doubt, I'm doing everything I can to help you want this life, to be at the beach house, to ride on private jets, to have your own palace wherever you want it. That's what I want for you. It's good for me. It's good for you. It's good for the entire economy. Everybody wins. Until you get to the point where you are certain it's your birthright and you are certain it's not just possible, it's done. That your millionaire lifestyle is done. It's not a chance. It's not, gosh, I hope this works out. It's done. It's just waiting for you to claim it. Until you get to that point, guess what? It's not happening. You know, I'm fascinated where I am. I had open heart surgery about a year ago. I'm 60 years old. I know you're thinking, damn, he looks good. Damn, he's modest. You know, I sometimes cry at night. You know why I cry? I feel like I could have impacted more lives. I could have done some things differently, and I didn't. I got lazy. I love my life. Seriously, I got the best wife, the best kids. I live the best life. I realize to those that are given much, much is expected, though. And sometimes I sit in the spa, watch the ocean, and I cry. I admit it. Don't replay this video. Don't embarrass me. I'm telling you this truth because I want you to know me. I know that my brash personality and as direct as I am, sometimes I put people off, and I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I apologize. Forgive me. Nothing I can do about that. Yes, I am who I've been programmed to be too, and I've been programmed to tell the truth. The truth is, so many people that are on this webinar right now that want a better life, unfortunately, I won't get through to. And that bothers me a lot. It makes me sad. It's the same sadness I feel when I know I have to reprimand my children that I love very much. Except I know that when I reprimand them, their life will be better down the road. And in the short term, they don't like me. You won't like me all the time. Should you choose to take me up on the offer I'm going to make, let me tell you in advance, there are some times when I'm going to make you mad. You're going to walk away and say, who does he think he is? As I know my children do. They accept my prayer is the same I have for my children. That you'll know my heart. That you'll know, I know how it feels to be where you are right now. I know how it feels to pray that the person you're listening to is being sincere and not like some other time, somebody just trying to separate you from your money. I don't need your money. I want your commitment. I want your absolute assurance that you're moldable talent and you're willing to do what I tell you to do. When you come to Turning Point, I'm going to do a number of things. I'm going to turn up your wantingness. I'm going to give you back your mojo. I'm going to give you back your motivation. I'm going to make you want a bigger life. It's going to be uncomfortable at first because you've allowed yourself to get comfortable and your brain's going to say, no, I want more, dang it. Fly with me once in a private jet, you like it. Fly with me twice, you like it a lot. Fly with me 3 times, you're ruined forever. If you'd like me to ruin you, type into the chat, please ruin me. Just go ahead, type into the chat, ruin me, Marshall Silver. When you come to my 17,000 square foot home, as Anish is about to, and Jordan has been multiple times, you'll like it. And if you stay a significant amount of time in my palace or even at my beach house, you'll go home and your brain will say, I never realized how small my house is. And you'll want it. Nothing wrong with that. Write this down. Savor the wanting as much as the having. All Turning Point did was make you 10 times more influential. Who here would agree that would easily be worth $3,000 if all it did was made you 10 times more able to sell anyone, anything at any time? Who agrees that would be worth $3,000? Say, I agree in the chat. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. Ultimately, I'm going to spend the majority of my time at Turning Point teaching you how to make money. And the reason's simple. Money cures most things. It does. Money gives you more options. It gives you more freedom. It releases the government's stranglehold on you. If you have money, you don't need the government's healthcare plan. I had open heart surgery. If I'd used the government's healthcare plan, I'd be dead. It gives you more choices in relationship. If you have money, you have more mobility. You have more ability to travel and see and experience and know more people. Money gives you more choices on your lifestyle, where you'll live, how you'll be, what you'll do. I take my kids to amusement parks, theme parks, Disney, Universal, Legoland. I won't go unless there's VIP tours available because there's no point. If you go to a theme park and there's no VIP tour, you're standing in line for 6 hours at Disney and you're lucky if you got on 3 rides. I won't do it. Money cures most things. So if you believe money cures most things, type it in the chat. Money cures most things. There you go. Third thing you need to create anything you want in your life, you can master your mind. You can have total control of your thoughts and emotions, which is what I'm going to give you at Turning Point. You can learn the skills for the task at hand. If it's relationship, I'm going to teach you how to have great relationships, because if your relationship is bad, everything is hard. When your relationships are good, everything's easy. I'm going to teach you how to sell anybody anything at any time. I have an unfair advantage. Whether you participate in hypnosis or not, it doesn't matter. Hypnosis is just sales. It's influence. And you're being influenced every day. The TV hypnotizes you. So if you don't participate in hypnosis, you can't watch TV. If you don't participate in hypnosis, you can't even be on this webinar, any webinar, because they're all hypnosis. The internet is hypnosis. Mainstream media, big tech, worst hypnosis in the world, been controlling your brain forever. So I love you very much. And I won't even re-mention the name of the person that said they don't participate in hypnosis. My prayer would just be that you rethink. Maybe it's impossible to avoid. It really is. Third thing, though, you need to create anything you want in your life. You can have all the self-mastery. You can know the proper tools. The third thing you need is the ability to take action in the present moment, because tomorrow never comes. What you don't do right now doesn't happen. You're older than you thought you would be at this point in your life. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I didn't realize how fast time went until I had kids. My son Sterling turns 12 this year. My son Maximus turns 10, double digits. My daughter Prosperity, my princess, she turns 8. It's a blink. My only prayer is that I make the world a better place for them. And I know that's what you want too. And I want you to have it. If you were here in person, I'd be giving away a whole boatload of gifts. I'd be handing you right now something called—
You're sitting right up front.
By the way, I'm going to back up. Let me escape this, back up, because I want you to get an idea of what we do. I could take any one of you who's on this webinar right now, as I mentioned before, and I could sell you something you didn't even know you wanted. And when I was done, you would say, thank you. Since I cannot take you, because we're on a webinar right now, and sell you something, I want to show you a demonstration of me doing this in front of a live audience. Take a look, have some fun.
You're sitting right up front. Are you the kind of a person that does what it takes to get what you want? And would you like to be more of that kind of a person?
Yeah.
And are you at a point in your life right now where you know things need to change in a big and awesome way?
Yeah.
Tell everybody your name. Ashley, put your phone down. Stand all the way up, come forward. All this applause is for you. Stand right there. Ashley, often I will get criticized because when I do demonstrations, I'll often give the money or do demonstrations with beautiful women. And to those people that say that, I say, duh. It's my seminar. I'm going to give you an amazing gift. There are 3 big reasons that I'm here. Big reason number 1 is I've seen the economy change, and I'm at the bottom of the baby boomers. I have a lot of friends that are 10 years older than me. They're at the top of the baby boomers. And I've seen them realizing they can't survive on their Social Security. So I've come back out of retirement because I want to help those people. There's some of those people in this room. I've come back out of retirement because the second reason I'm here is I wanted something bigger than just a lifestyle to be able to call my legacy. So I've come back to win a Nobel Prize in economics by changing the economy first here in the United States and then worldwide. It's not difficult. We do it by doing exactly what I'm doing with you right now, teaching people to be fully and totally responsible, who realizes if everybody became responsible all at once, the economy would change overnight. It's kind of like being on the freeway down in Southern California. It's bumper to bumper. If someone got on a megaphone and just said, all right, everybody have faith, on the count of 3, floor it. If everybody moved, everybody would win. Here's the third reason I'm here. Recently, I experienced something that I experienced years ago, and it was a major trigger for me. Years ago, I was doing my show here in Las Vegas. I was making about $80,000 a week, working 5 nights a week, which is decent money. How many of you think it's decent money for doing what you love? It's decent money. Won't pay for jet fuel, but it's decent money. I came home one night and I got a message from my little brother. He said, Marshall, there's been a tragedy in the family. Give me a call back. I didn't want to call him back. I've got 9 brothers and sisters. I've got 36 nephews and nieces. I called him back and he said, Lelania's dead. Elena was my 21-year-old niece, and she died of a heroin overdose. People have said, couldn't you have helped your niece? I could have. Couldn't you have gotten her over her addiction? I could have. I got myself off my addictions to drugs. I could have. When I found out she was doing drugs, I asked if I could help her. She said, Uncle Marshall, it's just a phase. I'll get over it. I didn't realize heroin's not a phase. It's just not. I paid for her rehab a couple of times, actually. I remember I paid for the rehab one time. Thousands of dollars, checked into the 30-day program on day one, broke out on day two, didn't come back, no money back. Elena called me up a week after that. And she said, Uncle Marshall, I'm very sorry. Would you please pay for another rehab for me? I didn't know what to do. If you keep doing things the same way, you're going to produce the same result. You got to change. So I thought I'd change up my strategy. No, Laney, no. I will not pay for another rehab. I'll help you get off drugs the way I got off drugs. I will help you call every single person that ever sold you drugs and tell them if they ever sell you drugs again, I'm turning them into the police. No, no, Uncle Marshall. A week later, Ashley Lelania died. How many of you believe I wish I'd have paid for one more rehab? 1,000 more. There's no $120,000 watch or $400,000 car or $10 million home that's going to matter in the end. There's one thing that's going to matter in the end. You matter. You matter. All of you matter. People matter. That's what matters. So even though she died, I got angry at God. I got angry at God and for a while said, I don't believe in you anymore. Then I got a very clear message. And the message was, I don't want you to just be an entertainer in Las Vegas. I gave you great gifts. What I want you to do is go out and do great things, help people. I know I'm a little odd. Who realizes I'm a little bit different? Yet how many of you realize that this message is needed right now? I'm going to give you one last lesson. I'm going to give one last demonstration. I'm going to give away tons of training programs and then give you an opportunity to let this be the beginning of a lifetime relationship with me. The last lesson, the fastest way to change any habit, to get anything you want in any area of your life, write this down, is to act as if it's certain. Act as if it's certain. I found my one true bride. Erica is my certain wife. We raise our children certain of things, not just confident, not just hopeful, certain. Who here realizes certainty is the absence of any doubt? How many of you would love to be more certain about your lives, about your relationships, about your wealth? Who wants that badly? Say, I want it badly. In fact, type into the chat roll, I want it badly. See, when we act as if something is certain, when we follow through and finish what we've started, it makes it certain. I brought a gift with me just for you. I brought a second fire-eating torch. Now, I'm not going to ask you to eat fire. I'm not going to ask you to eat fire. Come here. I won't ask you. I'm just going to have you act as if you've done it 1,000 times. Now, just hold it in your hand with confidence. How many of you saw the moment that I said I brought a second fire-eating torch? You said, oh, no, oh, no. Here's the thing about it. What if everything that you wanted was substantially easier than you were making it? What if everything you wanted was really only this much movement on your part, that much of a turning point? Who realizes we never know how easy things can be until we've done them? Who realizes that? Yep, I know. Now I know you have a son. How old is your son?
3.
3. And I know that as a parent, it is important for us to demonstrate values and confidence and focus and discipline and certainty to them, isn't it? You know, anytime the kids do anything, we have them put their hand in the air and say, I'm a genius. Who realizes it's healthier for kids to believe they're geniuses than to believe that they're dumb. It's better for kids to see confidence than to see fear. I'm not going to ask you to eat fire. I'm going to have you act as if you've done it 1,000 times. Because if you had done it 1,000 times, you wouldn't have said, oh no, and you wouldn't have that look of terror that you have on your face right now. I'm going to pull your hair back. Fair enough? Okay, just like that. First thing I want you to do, Ashley, is I want you to put your foot down with confidence, and I want you to say, unstoppable. Focus.
Unstoppable.
Imagine the flame is already there.
Okay.
Say yes.
Yes.
We can never get more in our life by saying no. We can hold a position, but we cannot advance. We cannot get what we want until we go to a place we've never gone to. You can never get more by saying no. Millionaires and billionaires, we say yes, and then we figure it out. Put your foot down and say unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Imagine it is already there. Say yes.
Yes.
Lick your lips. Get them wet. Just get them wet.
Oh my God.
Just lick your lips. Don't call me God. Call me Marshall. Now lick them again real slow.
Oh, jeez.
That was for me. That was for me. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to breathe in deeply. Hold your breath. Go. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. Exhale. That's it. Right there. That's it. That's the secret. You see, when your lungs are filled, it's impossible for you to breathe in smoke or flame. You are 100% safe. In fact, I even paused when I had the torch in my mouth. There's nothing to feel. There's nothing there. When your lungs are filled, you're safe. Do you remember I told you the number one skill you must learn to make money is the skill of irresistible influence? Who realizes if you're in the business of selling things, it's that moment when you're right about to sell that you feel the most fear. Who realizes that? Right when you're about to get what you want. Put your foot down, say unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Imagine it's already there. Say yes.
Yes.
Lick your lips. Breathe in, hold your breath. Keep your head all the way back. Open your mouth, put it all the way in quickly. Close your lips, close your lips. Perfect form, perfect form. Hold it. No, hold your breath. Open your mouth. Bring it out, say power.
Power.
Put your foot down, say unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Imagine it's already there. Say yes.
Yes.
Lick your lips. Breathe in deeply, hold your breath. Open your mouth all the way in quickly. Close your lip. Perfect form, perfect form. Open your mouth. Bring it out, say power.
Power.
Put your foot down, say unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
Imagine it's already there. Say yes.
Yes.
Lick your lips. Breathe in, hold your breath. Quickly, close your lips. Perfect form. That's perfect form. Open your mouth, bring it out, say power.
Power.
Ashley, what do you suppose is the reason I have you say the word power every time you eat fire? It's a mind trigger.
Okay.
It's hypnosis. It's like any other trigger that we have. Next week, next month, next year, I know you're at a pivotal point in your life. Some things are changing in a big way. And sometimes that causes fear. Next week, next month, 6 months from now, a year from now, awesome, amazing opportunities are going to come up for you. They're going to cause fear too, though, because big things, amazing things like finding the love of your life, that can be scary. Putting every dime you have into a business, that can be scary. Except what's going to happen is you're going to use that mind trigger, Ashley. You're going to say the word power. Your brain's going to say, I eat fire. I'm doing this for my boy. I'm doing this for my life. I am unafraid. Follow through. Ashley, are you the kind of a person that does what it takes to get what you want? And would you like to be more of that kind of a person?
Yes.
You do realize there's a big distinction between being a fire stick holder and commanding me to light it up now and being a fire eater. You have the opportunity for this time to be more than just an interesting seminar, have it be a major turning point for you. I won't ask you to eat fire. I will promise you, of the hundreds of thousands of people, including many people in this room, that have commanded me to light it up now, all of them have done it safely, and all of them have thanked me afterwards. What would you like to command me to do?
Light it up now.
That's what you want.
Oh.
Ashley, you are going to get a standing ovation from the best looking, smartest people in this room. All the dumb, ugly people will just sit there. There we go. Put your foot down, say unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
You are 100% safe. Imagine it's there, say yes.
Yes.
Lick your lips.
Oh, God.
Breathe in deeply, hold your breath. All the way, close your mouth, hold it, hold it, hold it. Open your mouth, bring it out, say power. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. You are 100% safe, aren't you?
Yes.
Ashley, when you woke up this morning, did you say, today I'm gonna eat fire?
No.
I didn't think so. That was pretty scary for you, wasn't it?
Yes.
You were terrified.
Yes.
There was no way in the world you were gonna do that.
No.
Yet you commanded me to light it up now.
Yes.
Big question. Was it easier than you were making it in your brain?
Yes.
It was almost anticlimactic, wasn't it? It was so simple. How many of you believe you might be making things harder than they need to be? How many of you at home believe you may be making things harder than they need to be? It's not difficult to be a multimillionaire. It's different. It's not difficult to have amazing relationships. It's different. I want all of you to realize that what you believe to be true is true for you. What you focus on expands. Ashley, I want you to believe all these people are going to give you a huge round of applause because they saw the fear in your face too and believe they're going to start right now. Do you like hugs? Me too. Good job. Great job. You're very welcome. Yes. Awesome.
So how cool was that? Hey, when you attend Turning Point, I'm going to give you 2 additional 6-figure gifts. First and foremost, I want to teach you massive passive income, MPI we call it. I want to give you a 6-figure passive income stream outside of everything else you're doing, side hustle that can be ridiculously profitable to you. In addition, I also want to hand you a potential 6-figure funding source Not everyone will qualify, although people with decent credit usually do. And you can use this for anything. You can use it for investing in real estate. You can use it for launching a business, advertising, whatever you want to do. I'm going to give you those 2 additional gifts. I'm also going to give you a number of gifts that aren't even a part of everything I just talked about. I have a number of products that I've created that will help you have a better life. First, it's called I Am a Non-Smoker. Whether it's for you or someone you love, it will help them become a non-smoker in 7 easy days, $50,000 value. I want to give you a gift called I Am Permanently Slender that will help you lose 2 to 3 pounds every single week, week in, week out, by changing the way your mind processes the way your body processes the food that you eat. I want to also give you a program called the Self-Hypnosis Training Video. How do you train your brain to overcome anxiety, release panic attacks, sleep better, let go of bad habits, and so much more, an $80 value. Passion, Profit, and Power is a program I created in 1994. The first year I created this program, we sold over 1 million units. I made over $120 million in sales. I'm going to give this to you totally free. It's not only going to teach you how to have better relationships, more money, emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. It will program you on a subconscious level to have these things now. I want to give you how to hypnotize others. Again, I don't know what other people call hypnosis. Hypnosis is the non-critical acceptance of ideas or concepts on a subconscious level. One person says something, another person believes it to be true, and then acts upon it as if it's true. That is hypnosis. $80 value. I'll give that to you totally free. I have a video called Take Action Now. It's a 3-hour training of this training. I've been with you about 1 hour and 15 minutes right now. This training is actually 3 hours long. It's the video of this training. It'll make you absolutely drive this information to the deepest levels and give you the best possible impact from what you've already learned. I want to give you this powerful gift, and this is one of the most important gifts that you can get. It's called The Secrets of Persuasion and Influence. It's got 3 parts. Part number 1 is 6 audio programs that not only teach you, they program you on a subconscious level to actually learn language patterns, make them your own, that cause people to be inspired, influenced, and moved by everything that you communicate. The second part of this 3-part system is the second part is a full-length workbook. The workbook shows you how to apply these in any area of your life. If you want to negotiate a better price on your next major appliance or car or real estate purchase, it's going to show you how to do that. It's also going to help you understand that every element of your life, whether it's your mate giving you more, or making money, is all about influence. The last part, the third part of this program, are 3 major powerful videos. Video number 1 is called Presentation Skills. The video is going to teach you how to be a better speaker, how to be a better communicator. Communication equals wealth. If you think that I might know a thing or 2 about communication, type it in the chat. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I have made $600 million by opening my mouth and letting money flow into my life. The second video, the second DVD, the second downloadable is a video that teaches you embedded commands. From our experience, embedded commands are the most powerful skill ever created to influence the subconscious mind of somebody else. The final video is called Cold Reading. Cold reading is the ability to read body language, to know what someone is thinking before they even open their mouth. If you would like to know what someone else was thinking before they even opened their mouth, type into the chat, I want it badly. If you want to know when someone is lying to you, type into the chat, I want to know badly. If you want to know what it is that you do when you lie so you don't do it anymore, so you can lie better, type into the chat, I want it badly. So that's over $1,000 worth of bonus materials, all yours totally free inside of this offer. So here is the offer. It's crazy. It's as good as it's going to get. I've never done this before. I'm doing this for Anish because I love him. He has massively rocked my world. I love this man. So I'm going to give you a remarkable offer, a better than money back guarantee. And I'm even going to offer to pay for your lodging, your hotel rooms in Las Vegas for 3 nights. So here it is. You want to know what Turning Point looks like before you attend? Watch this video.
A total change in direction for the better.
Who here is ready for a turning point? You absolutely have to have one. Put them on.
The 2-day Turning Point seminar is different than any other program in that it does more than just teach you the skills for your relationships, wealth, and power. It also programs you on a subconscious level to put those skills into immediate use.
This weekend is about empowerment. This weekend is about you understanding how to take charge of your own life.
You will learn total control of your thoughts and emotions, how to use PND, or psychoneural duplication, to take on the thoughts and actions of others to produce similar results. Whether it's losing weight, changing habits, being a millionaire.
When you think what a millionaire thinks and you do what a millionaire does, you'll produce similar results.
You will learn to program these powerful tools at a subconscious level for immediate and lasting results.
Your conscious mind is what's called your critical factor. It's the mind you're using right now to determine whether the information I'm giving to you will work for you or not. Your subconscious mind, on the other hand, is merely a computer. It's non-critical. It doesn't even have the ability to make judgment. So all trance, hypnosis, reprogramming is setting aside the critical factor of your conscious mind and non-critically accepting suggestions.
And empowering.
To make a fear vanish, you must experience it fully.
As it helps you create your life exactly the way you want it. Bring your family closer. Find the love of your life. Create strategies for wealth. Learn irresistible influence and so much more. Because of the intimate nature of this course, seats are very limited. Register now before your life passes you by and there are no more turning points for you. Tens of thousands of people have learned this information and are using it daily.
You don't get angry if you get fired from your job and you know that within 2 years you will be a multi-millionaire.
It's your time.
There's a way for you to win this game that is different than how you're doing it, and it works.
It's your life.
When you learn how to do that, you become more powerful, and power is for use.
It's your turning point.
Here we are. Who here realizes I am about to offer up Turning Point? If you think I'm about to offer up Turning Point, put it in the chat. Yes, I understand. You made no bones about it. So here's where the rubber hits the road. I want to be with you. I'd like to be your mentor for life. I'd like this to be the beginning of a lifetime relationship. It's going to be up to you, though. It's not up to me. I pray that I have demonstrated that I am worthy of your love. I'm worthy of your investment in yourself. It's not in me. And the investment I'm about to offer up to you, frankly, doesn't profit me at all. Not at this point. Later on, yeah, I'll make some money once I've proven myself after the 2.5 days of Turning Point. Yes, I'll make a little bit of change then, except right now, I just want to get your house in order. I just want to get your brain on right. I just want to make you understand that ultimately it's up to you. There's 3 things you need to get more in your life, and Turning Point does all of them. Number 1, it's got to help you understand how to reprogram your brain. The video just showed you something called PND, psychoneuroduplication. What is that? It's helping you understand that when you think what a millionaire thinks, when you do what a millionaire does, you produce a similar result. When you think what a billionaire investor thinks and you do what a billionaire investor does, there's no way around it. You produce similar results. Second thing it does, this is key. It teaches you the skills of irresistible influence. How do you learn how to sell anybody, anything at any time? Communication equals wealth. Sell yourself, sell them, you're done. The third thing, and I warn people, because this is the thing that's aggravating. It's going to put a burr underneath your saddle. It turns up your wantingness. It gives you back your mojo. It gives you back your motivation. You won't sleep well at night. You'll start saying, no, I want a 17,000 square foot palace. I want a private jet. I want the car of my dreams. I want to give $1 billion to charity. That gets you out of bed. That's what it does for you. So I want to give this gift to you. It's not for everybody. Most people never invest in themselves and they wonder, gosh, I can't imagine why my crop's not growing. You never planted a seed. I want to help you plant a seed. I'm going to make it affordable. I'm going to give you better than money back guarantee. And I'm going to give you a bunch of bonuses that I don't normally give, all because of Anish. So here's the offer. Turning Point. I'm going to give you the online Turning Point or let you watch it virtually. You can either do it in the program we've already recorded, or you can watch it when we're doing it live. That's a $3,000 value. The best way to do Turning Point is live. At live Turning Point, you don't have to participate in hypnosis. If you want to sit back and watch everybody else, that's cool. But I also know that the best way to experience Turning Point is to participate fully. I've got 2 coming up right now in Las Vegas, March 6th through 8th, and then again, April 24th through 26th. And then I teach it 10 times a year, every single year. I've been doing it for 40 years. Please come be with me live. That's a $3,000 investment. I don't know about you. My wife and I, our relationship is perfect. It's easy. My 2 previous wives, never easy, always struggling, always bad, always fighting. When it's bad, nothing is possible. It's too hard. When it's good, everything is possible. I want you to bring your spouse. Your spouse can attend totally free. That's a $3,000 value. Bring your spouse, bring your business partner. I want you to attend, not for one time. Every time you come back and charge yourself up, you'll get better. You'll get to the next level. I want you to come back every single time we do this for 10 times in a year. That's a $10,000 value for the 2 of you to come back as often as you like for the entire year. That's a $19,000 value. Here's the offer. Get your credit card out, get ready, because I'm going to give a special offer to the first people that register for the event, a big time offer, and you're going to love it. $19,000 offer. Here's the deal. I want to give you the online Turning Point. You can attend it either in the recorded version or the virtual version live. I want to give you a ticket to Turning Point Live worth $3,000. I'm going to let your spouse attend with you, another $3,000 value, totally free, both of you for life. Lifetime reattendance for both of you. Here's my money back guarantee, better than a money back guarantee. If after attending the Turning Point, it wasn't 10 times what I said it was, way more than I professed it to be, way more than the million people who have already attended it have said it was, I'll give you your money back. Attend the first day. Can't attend the whole thing. Got to attend the first day though. I'll give you 100% of your money back, and I'll let you keep $1,000 worth of bonus items totally free. No questions. Total investment, you, your spouse, lifetime reattendance, better than money back guarantee, $1,995. And here's the deal. I am also going to give you a better promise. I'm going to give you all the products that I just offered up, $1,000 worth of products on a USB drive. All you got to do is open this up, plug it in, get it all. I'm also going to give you 3 nights lodging for you and your significant other. And when you go to this QR code right now, I'm also going to give you an additional $1,000 bonus, which makes it $995 for you, your significant other, better than money back guarantee, $1,000 worth of gifts, 3 nights lodging in Las Vegas. All you got to do is scan that code. Yeah, another $1,000 bonus. All you got to do, scan the code, get registered now. That's all you have to do. Hey, wow. What an awesome night. I'm grateful that you chose to be with me. I pray that I have inspired you to take action now. Scan the code. Tell Anish that you're grateful. Tell Alexa she's amazing, because she is. And all I want to do is tell you, please, better than money back guarantee. Let this be the beginning of a lifetime relationship. $1,000 worth of products. I'll pay for your lodging in Las Vegas if it's the next 2 events. If you can't attend those events, got 10 more times in the course of the year, I won't pay for your lodging on the other events. Get to the next 2, and it's done. I'm Marshall Silver. I pray I have done what I needed to do to inspire you to be your millionaire maker. And I pray you understand this is the beginning of the life you've always dreamed of. I'm going to exit the screen share. I'm going to turn it back over to Alexa and Anish and tell you you're loved. Thank you for allowing me to speak into your life. I'll talk to you soon.
Woo! Marshall, you are amazing is number one. You even surprised me with these extra bonuses. I was even complaining that I didn't know you were giving lodging away. I would have actually, I would have went to Vegas, but guess what? I'm going to Vegas anyway at your house. So phenomenal job. You guys have been asking me, you know, Anish, you keep doing real estate stuff, but really I could teach you how to do comps and find off-market deals, but can I teach you how to be confident? Talk to sellers. That's not me, it's Marshall. So as I said, you know, in the chat, if you guys saw it, my numbers already in the first 30 days are better than ever. So I'm super excited about Marshall. Hopefully you guys got the QR code, took a picture. If not, we'll figure out something. But you guys got to jump in. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Alexa, I know we have a winner, right? We're also paying someone else.
Yes,
Don't, please do not let it be Michael Jordan or Jenny Garcia.
No,
On that too, like, geez.
and I swear it's completely random, but it's crazy. I even spoke to this person earlier today, but I have a raffle winner for the 1-year membership to BPM RIA. Thank you guys for staying on late. It is Sabrina E. Congratulations, Sabrina. I swear it's random, guys. That's so crazy. I was talking to her earlier today and told her that she needed to come tonight, and she did. So congratulations, Sabrina.
She must have hypnotized you.
I
That's
don't,
what I say.
but it was the computer. It's not even me. This technology is, it's just everyone's getting hypnotized here.
Yeah.
But oh gosh, that was an amazing webinar. I am going to send everyone a thank you email in about 5 minutes. So look out for a thank you email from me. I will be sure to link Marshall's checkout in the thank you email as well. So everyone look out for that. If you don't get the email by any chance by 9 o'clock, then please feel free to email me. I'll throw my email in the chat super quick. So if you guys have any questions, there goes AC. Thank you, AC, for throwing that link in the chat as well. So check out the link in the chat. I hope to see you guys all at the webinar tomorrow with RIA Facts. So excited. We love Francisco. And I'm just so grateful for tonight.
And you better come check out Sean's
please.
webinar on Saturday all day. We're keeping it small on purpose. It's a full day. You know, Sean's doing the same training with Marshall as I am. And if you guys have been watching our funny videos, you know who the real talent is. It's Sean, not me. I'm the dummy standing next to him. You know, I'm a little bit better than a cardboard box right now. I'm working on it, and maybe one day I'll be as good as Sean is too. So again, thank you guys. We love you to death. Thanks for hanging out a little bit later than usual, and we will see you soon, guys.
Have a good night. Bye, guys.
Bye.